So I built this in just a few minutes, and I'm going to show you how. So I saw this article, heat records are broken around the globe, and specifically this data set. And I said, hey, I want to see this in 3D and augmented reality. So let's go ahead and search Google for this particular data set. Looks like it's the climate reanalyzer. I happen to know it's the daily 2-meter air temperature data. And there's the data set. Okay, so let's export that. It's like we only have a JSON data as an option. So look at that JSON data. We'll go ahead and save that to my local computer. But this isn't in the right format. I need a CSV file, and I need it to be long instead of wide. And in terms of the data set, I'll tell you more about that. So let's go ahead and use ChatGPT. Code interpreter is enabled. And I'm going to say, I would like to convert a JSON to CSV. Says, please upload the file. So let's go ahead and drag and drop the file on. Say go. And it's chugging away, generating a little bit of pandas code. And the result is a data set where the name seems to represent a year, etc. It has a variety of other information, but would you like to structure this as a long form data frame? Yes, long form data frame with columns for year, day of the year, and temperature. Chugging away. Writing again, pandas code. And it's going to make it long. And I can download it here. Click. Global daily temperatures. Super. Okay, so now let's go to Flow. Let's create a new flow, because Flow Immersive is the tool that I and my company have been working on for multiple years here. Let's go ahead and select a template. 3D line is the most obvious one. I'm going to replace the data. So drop this guy in here and re-upload anyway. It's telling me it might get a little confused as it tries to reparse the data into this new format. Kind of got close here, right? It shows some of what we need. So on the width, we want the day of the year. On the height, we want the temperature. On the depth, we actually want the year. There we go. Okay, but let's use ChatGPT to help manipulate this a little bit. So in this case, we can go ahead and start a new ChatGPT button, because we've been integrating ChatGPT into our app. And as part of that, we can tell it we want to manipulate this swarm, and we want to edit the presentation, and we're going to show that button. So here we've got the button. Let's go ahead and start to play with this. Make the height 50% smaller. Great, drop that down. Change the color gradient from blue to red. All right, so I'm able to talk to ChatGPT, which generates some code, which makes this work. We don't have everything, all the manipulations ready here yet. So one of the things I would like to do is alter this palette somewhat. Instead of being on the temperature column, I'm actually want to create categories. So I'll describe why in just a moment. But what I've done is I've created a different category for each year. And the reason for that is I can actually now scroll to 2023 and change that particular year. We're going to make it yellow. And let's change the mean to be a white line. And our standard deviations, let's make them both shades of gray. We've got a fair amount of connections going on here. I'm going to kind of turn that off and play with it a little bit differently. Let's go ahead and add an area chart. So we drop the lines down, and wow, we can really see that data standing out right away in this view. Let's switch to my phone. Okay, now I'm in Flow and I've dropped this into augmented reality, and I actually added a legend up there as well. So we can see the average line, which is the mean, the white line, and we can see what's happening in 2023. Filter to show just 2023. We'll get ChatGPT to help us out here. I've programmed it to keep the median line so we can see how far above the median and second standard deviation we are these last few months. Remove filter. Show me days 150 to 220. So we've isolated just these crazy recent temperatures. Look at those stand out, how wildly they stand out from any prior year and any prior data set. That is pretty quick.